I want to talk about groundwork and why we do it, how we do it, and just general purposes. A lot of people tend to blow off groundwork. They might do it initially, but then if they get in a hurry, they just jump on their horse and they quit doing it. So the purposes are twofold. One is it gives you time to check in with your horse. And what's their mood like? How are they moving? Are they stiff? Are they in a bad mood? Are they upset? It gives you a really good opportunity to kind of check in. They check in with you, you check in with them, you get on the same page. The second thing that we use it for is to change some of their movement patterns. So we want them to learn to rock back over their hocks, move differently than a lot of the horses we get are really front endy, and this is a great chance to get them to switch where they hold their weight and their balance point. So first thing I'm going to do is I always start with backing them and pulling them in, asking them to come in. So I'm going to get them to look at me. I'm going to back them up. And hopefully you notice he rocks back before he moves his feet. His weight should come back over his feet. Then he uses his hind feet for impulsion. So to do that, I'm bringing my energy up before I go in. If I just go in and I'm wiggling the rope and he just ignores me and I'm in, I have nothing left to do. So if I stay back, energy up, he starts reading my energy. He's already starting to move back. I have all this potential to up my game if I need it. Good boy. Then I'll ask him to come into me, and I want this to happen on a loose line. I don't want to have to be pulling. I want him to step in and follow that feel just on a loose line. So I'll move him back and forth. And the forward is so we have potential to go back. It's a break from backing up. I don't want them to just back, because then they're going to get a little resentful of that. And this horse is already one that's built some resentment in another program and has from that built some reluctance. So we don't want to overdo it. So I ask him to come in, loose line, ask him to back up. My energy's up. He's already starting to think about going. And here's where I come in. I can go bigger. But I really want him to move away from my pressure, rock over his hocks. Next thing, so two things is I'm checking in with him while we're doing this, and so far he's been really cooperative. His eyes real soft, he's moving, feels good. So that's the check-in part. Now the backing hard is the change in movement pattern part. So next thing is I want to tip his nose in. I want this hind foot to step towards that outside front foot. So inside hind towards outside front. And it's not just yielding the hind, because he can do that without really rounding up, shortening his body. To do this, they really need to balance up. They need to carry themselves this way. They can't do it this way, because it's very difficult to get any reach like this, but like this, I can really go. So this hand's controlling the head. This is the drive. And if he's not stepping under enough, I'm going to ask him to kind of bend those ribs around me. So I'm pressuring both ends. Head's down. I'm going to ask him to bring it in a little. I just raise that hand and I get more head, which also relates then to more hind. They're tied very closely. Now I'm going to stop, ask him to back up, change directions. And the reason I do that, some people yield the hind, but I like to have them roll over their hocks as much as they can. So that turn, he got light in the front, carried his weight in the back. This is all about balancing. Now on the check-in part, he's a little stiff in his hind right now. So it gives you a chance to, right here, check out how he's moving. And he's pretty tight in this right hind. Pretty tight in the left hind. So I don't want him looking away like that. I want him tipped in and relaxed, but tipped and curved a little. Okay. So, I mean, it's a very short thing that we do every time before we ride. And then any new horse we get in, we'll do this for maybe a week before we even get on them, just to they get to know us, we get to know them. We'll ride them a little bit, but it's very important. So check in. How are they feeling? How are they moving? And then work on balancing them up. That curve with the step under, they have to get balanced to do it. And the backup, I really want them to use the hind end for impulsion, which means they have to kind of rock back. That's just a short, quick, easy way on our approach to groundwork. He approves.